And now there's some breaking news in Washington, D.C. to tell you about. The House Oversight Committee is already investigating President Biden and his family business dealings, but developing now, we are learning they're also requesting new information from the National Archives, specifically Biden's official travel when he was vice president for Barack Obama. Committee Chairman James Comer saying that Joe Biden abused Air Force Two by traveling with his son, allowing his son, he says, to jet set around the world on 15 different trips to, quote, sell the brand. Now, the proof will have to come from the National Archives. Chairman Comer and fellow Oversight Committee member Congressman Byron Donalds, though, sending a letter to Colleen Shogan, who is the leading archivist, in which they write, then Vice President Biden's misuse of Air Force Two and Marine Two is indicative of yet another way in which the president has abused his various offices of public trust and wasted taxpayer money to benefit his family's enterprise. The committee also alleges that Joe Biden met with one of Hunter's business associates while in Beijing on official business. They are requesting flight manifests and any documents of security incidents related to those flights between January 2009 and January of 2017. Also, they're looking for any other related documents that name Hunter or his business associates. Coming up in our next hour, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds will join us on these latest developments in the House Oversight Committee's investigation. Former President Donald Trump's campaign, meantime, today saying it has raised a total of $9.4 million since the release of this mugshot, and that was just 6 days ago. Trump's campaign saying the amount includes $4.18 million raised just on Friday alone. That made it the biggest fundraising day for the campaign so far. Of course, the former president is one of 19 defendants charged by Fulton County DA Fani Willis for alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. Trump has denied any illegal wrongdoing. More on Trump's legal issues and strategies ahead, but let's talk a little bit more about House Oversight's moves. And joining us now, former governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin, with us. Sarah, good to see you.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
Well, let's get your reaction. The National Archives are going to be pretty busy. Yesterday, they admitted they had 5,400 emails with those pseudonyms from the vice president. Now, the newest piece of information today is looking for these flight manifests. Your reaction to what may be a treasure trove just sitting in the archives?
It probably is a treasure trove. However, Bianca, my question is what has taken so long? I mean, we saw news reports of Hunter riding around with his dad. I mean, they act like Hunter is a little boy he has to be accompanied by his father or vice versa. And he's on these foreign trips, and then he returns and then strikes deals with those countries so that he and his corrupt family can enrich themselves. We saw all that for years and years. And only now it's becoming exposed. I think it's becoming exposed because their strategy, the left strategy, is to get us so riled up and so angry about the corruption of Joe Biden and his family that at the last minute, they're going to have Biden bail. He's not going to be the nominee. They're going to throw in somebody else who will be their messiah, their new savior. And then that will take away so many of the arguments that the right has against the left in this presidential campaign season. It's all planned. It's all strategy.
So much we're learning, though, since the GOP House did take over. And clearly, like you said, it's taken a while. But here we are. And I want to get your reaction to those pseudonym emails, because House Oversight Committee member Tim Burchett here on Newsmax yesterday believes there could be more out there.
Yeah, I'm sure so.
I think it's a lapse of judgment completely, but it's an attempt to hide and misdirect. And I think something else, Greta, should be noted. If there are possibly other pseudonyms out there that he's used, those are the ones that we know of. So there could be more than 5,400 emails and documents out there.
I mean, you just said, Governor Palin, you don't think he's going to be the nominee. A lot of people are saying this evidence is mounting and mounting. Walls are closing in. Your reaction to the pseudonyms?
Yeah, it's hard to believe that an administrator, the head of the executive branch, would pull such a thing. And this is where the beauty of the FOIA comes in, the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. Thankfully, the House Oversight Committee is exercising that. They need to ramp that up and make sure that the public is made aware of these fake names that our president used. He probably did that as a vice president, too, that our president used. And the worst thing about it, of course, is we know it was for nefarious reasons. It wasn't like to protect his own privacy or his kids or anything. No, it was ultimately to enrich himself and the Biden family, that crony capitalism, that corruption that we have had enough of. The electorate says enough is enough. And that is why we're riled up and we say no more.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get your reaction to another thing about President Biden. Sort of an interesting choice. I mean, he's had the disastrous trip to Maui where basically he just popped over during his Lake Tahoe vacation. But for 9/11, Governor, he will mark the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th attacks with service members in Alaska. It's really, many are saying not the right way to do it, not observing the anniversary at a site other than New York, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And while you sit there today speaking to us in Alaska, how do you think this will go over for President Biden?
Well, this is horrible. I mean, it's not an appropriate anniversary recognition of one of the worst things that's ever happened on America's soil. No, what's a joke about this, Bianca, is I'm sitting here in my living room. I'm looking across the lake upon which I live, right over the mountain range, and there is that base that he will be stopping at. He's only stopping there because that's where every president has to stop to fuel up. Alaska is the air crossroads of the world. They fuel up here, they tool around a little bit on the base, and then I see it from here, from a distance, and then they hustle back east or wherever it is that they're going. It's just convenience. It's not sincerity of recognizing how terrible it was, 9/11, and certainly he should be speaking on taking steps on how we make sure that such a thing never happens again. But no, it's a convenient joke is what it is. That's what the base visit is all about.
Like so many other things this administration does, like you said, it's convenience, not based on another motivation here. Governor Sarah Palin, thank you. Always good to have you in with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bianca.